So I want to talk to you today about why your stupidity is making you fat. Now, I don't mean your stupidity as such, rather what I mean is that those in power, so the governmental bodies, the food agencies, all these kind of places, it's almost as if they want to keep society dumb. It's like they don't want to educate society about what happens when you eat food, what happens when you eat certain types of food, why you shouldn't eat this, why you shouldn't eat that. It's almost like I genuinely feel as if they're trying to kill us off slowly with obesity, disease, all these kind of things. So I just want to explain to you what happens when you eat, okay? So you ingest food and you get a spike in your blood glucose. Now blood glucose is basically sugar in your blood. Now obviously enough, you can't have a consistent supply of sugar in your blood, otherwise you're going to get fat, you're going to have disease, and you know, you're going to lead a very, very miserable life basically. So the body has to take the sugar from the blood, so it releases insulin from the pancreas, which is a storage hormone. Now insulin shuttles this blood to other areas of the body, so examples would be the muscles, the liver, the fat. Okay, so it shuttles it to all these areas. Now obviously enough, other areas are better than some. So all that said, okay, how do I get a spike in this? As in what kind of foods cause this spike? So carbohydrates spike your blood glucose the most, okay? Now obviously fats and protein also spike your blood glucose, but not to the same extent that carbohydrates do. So when you eat carbs, your body has to take it out of the blood. But the problem I see with most people is they combine the wrong types of foods. So if you eat carbohydrates with large amounts of fat, what's going to happen is you've got this big spike in blood glucose and therefore a big spike in insulin. So the body's taking all this sugar from your blood, and because it's fat with the carbohydrates, you're most likely going to get fat. Okay, so the best macronutrients to combine are either have a meal with protein and fat, or have a meal with protein and carbohydrate. Okay, so that's your best bet. Now obviously enough, some meals are going to contain a bit of fat, a bit of carbohydrate. That's not that big a deal. It's when you get to large amounts is when it becomes a problem. So what we want to do is have our carbohydrates at specific times of the day. So first thing in the morning, it's not too bad a time to have carbohydrates, so long as you combine it with your protein, okay, and not with the fat. Also, immediately before your workout and immediately after your workout, your body can handle large amounts of carbs, and it's going to shuttle it via insulin to your muscle cells, as opposed to making you fat, making you sick. Okay. Now, as the day progresses, so let's say you work out in the morning, as the day progresses, you want to start really limiting those refined carbohydrates, those sugary carbohydrates. Alright, or you're going to end up getting fat, you're going to end up getting sick. So for some of you skinny guys out there and you think, I can eat what I want, trust me, in 5-10 years time, you can't. It's going to catch up on you. So as the day progresses, we get more complex carbohydrates, so those that are harder to break down. So examples would be legumes, couscous, quinoa, to an extent sweet potatoes, oatmeal, that kind of thing, okay? So they're not going to cause as large a spike in blood glucose, it's going to be a slow releasing. Okay, so foods like that are key if you want to continue to eat carbohydrates. But ideally, what you would do is you would combine proteins with fats for the remainder of the day. So a perfect example would be an omelette. So it's protein, you've got fat with your oil, you've got your vegetables, it's pretty healthy. You're not going to get a large spike in blood glucose, therefore not going to get a large spike in insulin. Okay guys, I hope that gave you an idea of what happens when you take in food. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Now be sure, if you like the content, to subscribe in the bottom. Also head over to the blog, subscribe there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks guys.